Welcome to Kenpo University. My name's Alan Babinick, and I'm your instructor. Strikin and Stompin. Well, this might be a little different than what you think it is. What we're talking about is when we get to the end of our technique, do we have to continue striking and stomping, or are we done? And honestly, totally depends on the technique and whether you hit your targets or not. Okay? So, if I was doing a technique like crashing wings out of orange. So crashing wings, rear bear hug, arms free. So I put my hands up, step to the side, drop down. My elbows hit the little pressure points here, make his hands pop open. So I cat up, bring these around, get behind him. And then as I pivot, my neutral bow is I'm going to do a tricep shot to the throat, and then a hammer fist down to the groin as I drop into this, and he falls over here. Now, if I did it right, when I drag him around with the tricep, wherever my elbow is pointing. So a lot of people do this technique. When they do it, they'll like keep their elbow up here. I'll do it sideways. They'll keep their elbow over here. Well, he fell over that way then, because that's the way my elbow is pointing. Or they'll go like this, and now the guy's over there someplace. When I come around and I drive down, this catches his throat. It throws him right at my feet, right here, okay? So, by the way, if you're doing bear and the ram, that's how you get him right there instead of have his head over there someplace. But when we do this, when we look at the technique, what have we really done to him? Not a whole lot, but we did get out of the bear hug, which is the important bit, all right? So you go up, down, oh, gee, I hit some pressure points and made his hands open up. Okay, and then I cat around and I tricep shot to the throat, and then, which is squishy stuff to squishy stuff. So it's not like you're like kneeing him in the throat, right? It's not really going to hurt that much. That drags him around, and then I hammer fist down to the groin. Well, that's a pretty good shot. That's the only good shot, right? So one of the things we do after you drag the guy down, if his head's over here like it's supposed to be, you go, yeah, I need to stomp him a little bit. So you drag up, stomp to the head, or whatever you want, okay? So if you don't want to hurt him that bad, you can stomp him in the shoulder or something like that if you want. But I want to make sure he's not going to get back into the fight, start grabbing my legs and stuff like that before I cross out. So crashing wings by itself as a base technique, to me, yeah, you still got to strike and stomp. Now, if you don't want to do that, because you're like, well, that's going to get me in a lot of trouble with the law, do something else, okay? This is where you can make something up on your own, but because when you drag him around, his head's right there, you just drag up a little bit, stomp down, you're all good, and then you cross out. If we took a technique, the next one up in that series, spiraling twig. So spiraling twig, same thing, rear bear hug, arms are a little bit higher. And maybe I tried to do this, and because his arms are higher, it didn't work. I'm going to take my middle knuckles, and I step to the side. I break all the little bones in the back of his hand. I put my thumbs on the back of the little bones that I just broke. Crank it down. I'm holding the little bones that I broke, by the way. I turn my hand over. I'm going to take my 2 steps off, and then as I do my steps, this is pinning his elbow down. So as I'm here and I pivot, that's going to hyperextend, maybe even break his elbow. Just going for a hyperextension, really. When I step back, I'm snapping down on the wrist. So with the bones I just broke in the back of his hand. So then I grab the elbow, which I just hyperextended or broke. I'm holding his hand, which is broke, and I yank on both of them as I do my shin kick, or I'm sorry, the ball kick to the chest or the face, and then I get my right rising stiff arm back knuckle right to the throat. So in that technique, broke this, pushed on it, twisted, popped the elbow, and then turned back, broke the wrist, grabbed everything that I broke, yanked it, kicked him, and finished off with a right rising stiff arm back knuckle or back fist. Do I need to hit him anymore? No, I think he's done, you know. So that technique, you're good. But what you have to do is you have to go through each of your techniques like that and say, am I finished? Did I hit this guy enough that he's not going to get back up and try to hit me again? Or do I have to hit him a couple more times? Because maybe I just got out of a hold. So if you're doing a technique that just gets you out of a hold and keeps you safe, like the first crashing wings that I did, then you got to hit him a little bit more, strike and stomp more, okay? If you're doing a technique like spiraling twig, where a lot of people really don't take time to think about what they did, and, oh yeah, I'm holding what I just broke. Oh yeah, I'm grabbing what I just broke and pulling it into me, then that technique, you don't have to add anything more. So, and this is where I'm going to start talking about extensions a little bit, okay? So, part 2 of striking and stomping is going to be a little bit about the extensions and whether we need more, believe it or not, whether you need more to do after the extensions or, oh no, we're totally done. All right? So catch the next one too. Thank you for watching this video production from Kenpo University.